Monday, Monday. What did I get? An hour? Not even, dude. I went outside. I had a cigarette, something. I came in. I was going to jump in the shower, and then the lady at the front was like, she showed me her stones. She didn't know nothing about stones. So I had to come up here because she had a stone I didn't have. So I had to do some research, take my cards down there, and I was like, all right, I appreciate this because I need to teach people the stones. What's up, everybody? As I said that, it's the Philosopher's Stone is what I have. I am the hostess with Moses, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, starseed. Gosh, the aliens are talking to me. The aliens, that's what you call them. A starseed, earth angel, mystic medium, psychic witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil, free gifts. I am your messenger god, first child of God, the goddess of the moon, Lilith reincarnated. I am your spiritual psychoanalyst. In order to keep up with me, you're going to catch my last live video, what I post on my community page, and my shorts. All right, let's just get on with it. I haven't taught the new people the stones. Really? Yeah, there's a movement called Reiki, right? Everybody heard of that stupid shit? Okay, what is it? You yourself are an energetic field. You're a big ball of energy in there, right? We use the stones to connect with other energies, all right? They all have significance. So I have lots of stones and lots of herbs and lots of oils all around there, and lots of pictures, lots of offerings, right? That's what you see all over in front of you. This is called an offering, or this is called an altar. One thing at a time. Trust me, I didn't have all this shit. Really? Nope. Jesus came way later. I had Morgan. That was about it. Really? Yeah. Pretty much. Myself. My higher self. I was guided by my higher self from the beginning. That's it. Which part? My last part. Really? And I still haven't got to that part. I'm still working through the timelines. Yeah, that'll be the last life that I finish off, dude, when I finally, but that's my Queen of Swords. That's why I'm always the Queen of Swords. Yeah? Yeah. Moving on. So how it works is we use stones to connect with energies or to ground our energy or to keep certain energies flowing through us. It's like food, almost. I keep all kinds of stones here. These in particular I keep lined up. These are moon cycles, but these are also called Lemurian quartz, Lemurian seed clear quartz crystals. They're specifically for shadow work. Specifically? Yes, specifically. But they also have, everybody has tapped into it, and that's why I was like, how did you tap into Raphael without a selenite? That's not the only energy you'll tap into. They live in a particular energetic field of consciousness, so you're not just going to meet one. You meet them all in that field. When you enter into that level of conscious, when you have a higher vibration, which is a higher perception of seeing things differently, you get into a place. When you're seeing through your heart and not through your mind, you get into layers of reality. Okay? So I'm going to do a quick run through here, and then we're going to do a study on the particular stones that she had. So for the particular stones she had, I got these a long time ago. I was guided to get them. They were on clearance at a spiritual store in Littleton, right? And I understood quite quickly why. Because they're very deep oracles about crystal work. They were a demo card, which means people pulled them out and, so that they could check them out and shit, but that wasn't something that they purchased. It's the same as the Kabbalah cards. Unless you're a deep teacher, those are not surface level cards. These you can go watch tarot readers. They're using the basics. They don't use oracles. They don't get deep into it. They don't. They read just the very front of it. So these are very deep, right? So again, I learned all of this one oil at a time, one spell at a time, one stone at a time, one herb at a time. Right? Right. So these are the Crystal Mandala oracles. They teach you about frequencies, the 444. Oh, they're upside down. The 333 frequencies and the 888. What are they? The 4s are angels. The 3s are ascending masters. The 8s are the goddesses. Right? Right. So let's go back to what are my numbers? 17, 7, 11, 11, 7. Right. Okay, so each of these stones connect with a deity, but in multiple areas. So she herself had And we've gone through these. When I got these cards, we were guided to go backwards, not from the beginning, but start from the back, which would have put us. That's funny. We're at the beginning of the deck. You were supposed to start over or something? I'm not sure why these are completely in order. Really? And it starts with Metatron. That's why. Because in my book, it's backwards, but it starts with Metatron, with a clear quartz crystal. Right? And you start with a crystal. You start carrying an energy with you of this deity. So she had with her was a Labradorite. It was a very dark gray, but as you turned it, it was like a fish. It had that bright blue. And I was like, I don't work with this angel. Right away, I had brought down my book. So in my book, I have a list of most of them. I accumulated quite more. And then there's some of them I can't even tell you. Why can't I tell you? Those are in my ritual bag because the truth now, I'll tell you the truth now, the whole truth. I was staying with a family in Wisconsin. Their brother-in-law or family-in-law went and fucking jacked the mineral or the mineral show that comes to Denver. There's this huge one that happens at the Denver it happens at the Denver market where these people come, and this person had fucking boxes and boxes of stolen fucking jewels, stolen fucking stones. Are you serious? Yeah. The parents went out one night. I was sitting there with the kids. The parents went out one night to have a night, and the kids, I was talking to them about stones, and the teenager took me to the garage, and they had all these fucking bags of stones, and they told me the story. I was like, all right, I want to take a shedding of all of these stones. They're all magical. And I let my spirit guide me through boxes and boxes of fucking stones, and I shed them. They're in my very sacred ritual bag. Are you serious? Yeah, the guys know. They watched it in a video. It's in my Instagram. I didn't tell the whole story of where these kids said that the fucking stones came from, but they're very sacred. I carry them in a very specific ritual bag. Where's that one? This is the one I do with all of them. So I carry my graveyard dirt, my holy water. I'm gonna show you this ritual bag. I have a lot of them. This one's just a little one. What's in this one? I'll show you. I had to put back. Here they are. I mixed them. This is some. I put this in just recently. This is from my other ritual bag, and that's got graveyard dirt and old stuff. I put my resurrection oil back in there. Where are the stones? I guess that's all of them. I had them in 2. They're not. There's all kinds of stones in there. There's all kinds of them, dude. There's fucking really, yeah. You can't tell because I mixed them with 2. But deep inside of there are slices and shivers, and you know what I mean. We would just. I took one and we would just kind of, take pieces of it off. So I work with all kinds of stones, especially ones I don't even know. Now going back to that. Yeah, what's in there? I told you. And then there's also my graveyard dirt from Red Rocks that I carry, and then my holy water from Mother Cabrini's shrine. Really? Yes. Hold on, switch. I left with the Mother Cabrini's, the holy water. I carry so much of that in my car. I have so much fucking holy water. Seriously? Yeah. I knew better, though. I don't go up there that often. And then, some of that I'll anoint with Make It Moon water, too, so then it's supercharged. But anyways, going back to stones, yeah, it's working with different deities. The power, you look at a cross, right? A person carries a cross and they carry an emblem of Christ with them. Same significance, sort of. And that's what it is the belief in the thing. And that's what they call it, pagan beliefs. Well, this stone has no power to you, but the power I believe that it has, I'm protected by that power. You may not. Really? Yeah. So this was talking about individuality, and I thought that was poetic as I started to read it. But before I get into that, I want to run through my archangels, because I wanted to see if it was in the archangels. Obviously, it's an angel. So as I go deeper into the description of this card, I'm sure I can find the aligning angels. But I teach you guys all the time. I say these are what you need to start. This is a perfect way. If I could have chose a way to start the Dark Night of the Soul, I would have went this way. These came way later. All of my cards are the Ascension Journey. This ends up with Melchizedek. He's up there. These cards that are very, cartoonish, Jesus, and those come from here. They come from this deck. Yesterday we pulled what? The Iron. We were in Justice, and I told you all about that realm. Okay, so as you go through the realms of consciousness, in this particular book, you access way more than the 7 chakras. You go through, I think it's something like, how many suits? 17? 17 chakras? Maybe it was less. Hold on, let me go back. Yep, 17. So you go through the rays. Now, as we go back to, you know, Michael, he's part of a specific ray. Now, as I read these to you guys on the weekends, I go through it real quickly, but I don't really show you. So I'm going to do this not so quickly. When you start the dark night of the soul, the black ray of light, you're going to meet Archangel Sariel, which literally looks... You okay? You still feeling gross? I can go get you some ginger ale. My daughter is suffering, bro. That's why I didn't get in the shower. She was sitting there soaking in the bath. It literally looks like Kobe, right? Now, once you start with this, some of the first crystals, and that's the first crystal I got, was an obsidian, black tourmaline, shugnite, or a black diamond. Okay? That's for the black ray. As soon as you start. Now, as you go into the Russell ray, you would have a jasper, and that's the second one she had, was a tiger's eye, copper, agonite, or, yeah, tiger's eye. And then you start using the essential oils. So right away I went from, you know, pepper, putting pepper on everything, to using sandalwood, right? You learn how to use these elements. So right now she's working with Angel Ial, and she also has Adnikel, who's the way shower, Cassiel, who's serenity, Sandalphone, who's listening to her prayers and playing her good music. But that's only in this angel form, because if you get over here and you look at what she's working with the tiger's eye, she's got, well, Archangel Adnikel. But it also goes deeper, because you can use the tiger's eye to connect with the goddess Basset, and it's just about empowerment, and that goes back to Isis as well, any of those, right? So understanding the energy that flows with just a stone, and that's what she had, a tiger's eye, and I didn't bring that up because I already knew it, and I have one literally right back there. Also going back to it, let me put my cloak up here. Where are they? I have them behind Kanyen. No, I have them behind, here they are. Here they are. Then there's all of these, right? So I met a woman, and this green one right here is a 6,000-year-old stone from Iceland, or from Ireland, and there's a 600-year-old one in there too. That's the hag stone. It's like probably under the Masagate. There's the tiger eye, right there. There's the tiger eye, right? So that's just, these are the ones there's the lapis lazuli. That's for Archangel Michael. Lapis lazuli is always for protection, bro. So it's always connected with Michael. So for him to say the red flame, he's full of fucking shit, bro. He doesn't even know. And that's why I said, it's like, do I really have to sit here and waste my time giving you my energy? And that's what I told her. It was the same thing. She sits there all day irritated by these men that she works with, and they just annoy her. And so she was guided to hold some stones. These are some good stones to be holding. All right, so moving on. Where are we going on? So the red flame, I just turned to it, which is your base chakra. You would have a fire opal, a ruby, a red beryl, or a red topaz. And you would work with red cedar or mandarin oil. And that would be for Uriel. Camel, which is justice. Hanel, which is passion and poise. So the blue ray, let's go back up here. We were at the Russell ray. Russell. Then comes the red. Oh, that's how we got to the red. And then we're moving on our way up. The pink ray would be rose quartz. When I started, I had a huge selenite, bigger than this one. It was thicker than this one, about this big, and I used to wear it in my bra. And I had rose quartz and I think clear quartz. All right, so rose quartz, a Rhonda crystalline. I have one of those in my purse, and it's a purple one. Pink tourmaline, pink diamond, pink sapphire, pink amethyst, magnesia calcite. And then you use rose oil. What's this for? Your heart chakra. That's all that rose is. All of that is for the heart, the rose. The rose is all about heart chakra shit. Really? And there you're going to get Chamel, Archangel Chamel, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Rikabel. Then you move on to the orange, which is your sacral chakra. A carnelian, and that I have in my purse. Orange calcite and amber, and I have one of those as well in my purse. A Mexican sunfire or Mexican fire opal. No, but I have a huge sunstone. I don't know if it's up here. It used to sit behind my cards to hold them up. It's underneath the altar. It's huge. It's an enormous one that would sit up and hold the Kanyen's card. Really? I have one. It's underneath the altar. So it's still here by definition. And then wild orange. What are you doing?
Trying to get in the chair.
I know, she did it overnight. You better stop, little girl. Just put something on top of it or close the back. I caught her last night. Okay. So that's Soquid Hosey, which is balance. And that's divine feminine, divine masculine balance. Radriel, which is your creativity. Barachel, which is fulfillment, where she fulfills all your needs. The yellow ray would be a lemon calcite. And I don't have that. I have a yellow, what is it? Something, maybe it is lemon calcite. I thought it was jade. I don't know. A brucite, helidor, yellow topaz, or serpentine quartz. And then for this, you would use lemon or lang lang. All right. Jophiel, that brings joy. And this is what we went over the other day, which was power. Your green ray, which is your universal heart, would be emerald, malachite. That's what's over here. This is for working with Archangel Raphael. These, yeah, it used to be a very long necklace that broke. And I made it into a lot of other things. And a piece of it stays here at the altar. As well as gold. I needed a gold offering at the altar. Really? Yes. Everything has significance around this bitch. Alright, and then I have the Mas Agatai, the Aventurine, which is over there too. This is all about your universal heart. That's all of those greens. All of those greens that you saw. Green, amethyst, fluorite, malachite, and emerald. Did you see it in my thing? All those greens that I had in that little thing? Yep. For this, we use mint and peppermint. Okay? So I have this mint. I have all of those that, you know, if I'm not eating or drinking it, then I'm putting it on my body. This is for Andromeda. So obviously I'm using my peppermint fucking butter, body butter. That smells so delicious. And that's for Raphael. That's for healing. Azrael for transitions. Now the turquoise ray, the higher heart. And this is, again, you would have blue-green azurites, lamar, or turquoise. Blue chamomile or spearmint. And this is for Pegasus. Who did we say was Pegasus? Or Perseus, right? And this is using your higher heart. And so you would need Furiel, Zachriel. Those are the only two? Yeah, grace and surrender and cleansing. Now, the blue ray. You would need celestite, solidite, lapis lazuli, a canite, or an apatite. I don't know. This is for the blue lotus oil, and that would be Sachael, who we were talking about. You don't ask Jesus to fill your pockets. You go to Sachael, who gives wealth and charity. Really? Yeah, she's known as the covering of God. For this reason, you call upon her to cover them. When you owe money, portrayed as the traditional traveler or the gypsy woman, she acts as an angelic good luck trinket and is associated with fairness in trading, business, investments, insurance, and baking. Make sure your intentions are of the utmost good when you call Sachael, as she often works in the reap what you sow basis. And that's who I pulled on yesterday. It's like we're calling it in, and that's why it's in the cards. Abundance is on the way. Help is on the way. When you set your intentions align with divine purpose for the good of yourself and the collective, and that's what it is, I'm shifting this energy, bro. They're going to open up the SNAP benefits. She helps you become more affluent, and you're able to assist others who may be less fortunate than you. And that's it, dude. I live at the fucking Salvation Army. They give us 3 meals a day. If we could act like that, if we want to act like that, we're fed. Really? And my kids eat fucking chips and pizza. Don't fuck with me, bro. Really? Yeah. Like Raphael and Chamael, Sachael is the guardian of the fourth heaven, or fortune. And what did we get today? The Wheel of Fortune. Right? Her colors are violet and blue. Like as Ariel, she is sometimes associated with the energy of water, portraying easy flow of divine abundance. When you invoke Sachael, she reminds you to have access to the law of attraction. She shows you that abundance is always within your grasp when you acknowledge your divine limitlessness. That's what I mean. You have to know who to pray to. They all had different powers. That's why it's important to understand the deities and who you petition and what for. None of you knew to pray to a gypsy angel named Sachiel to fill your pockets? Okay then. Well, the message is true wealth lies within. It's time to place more value on yourself so you can be generous without feeling drained. When you switch your mindset from one of scarcity, greed, or pure personal gain to thoughts of gratitude, that's what it is. If you're not grateful for what you have, you'll never receive more, even though you're chasing it. Do you want to keep chasing more, or do you want to receive? Do you want to gain, or do you want to receive? That's what the difference is. You want to be a masculine, you want to have the pride of saying you worked so hard and you got all this, or do you want to sit there and cry and can't believe God gave this to you? He's a giving God. He's very generous. It's not Jesus, it's God. He has tasked many people, and that's what happened today. That's what it is like through somebody, my needs are met. We get to play God. He plays through people, places, and things. Really? He blesses us. I told you 2 days ago I needed pants because it's getting cold. Last night it fucking snowed. This morning I walked in and there was brand new pants in my size, fucking Fashion Nova fucking pants. Brand new. And I happened to get to them before the greedy ass fucking, you know what I mean, employees took them. Blessings upon blessings. It's not that I'm a beggar. And even that, beggars can't be choosy. But it's that I choose to trust that God will meet my needs. I don't sit around waiting to receive. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's like, you hear me all day. What do you want? God provides everything. I do whatever he says, whatever is best for everybody else. What the fuck do I need? Seriously, though. Sharing with generosity opens to the flow of the infinite abundance. Like all things, and that's it. What do I need to win the lottery for? So I can help some fucking people. I was joking about buying this fucking... Did you see that stupid trailer? That was so funny, bro. It was the most decked out trailer. I was like, yeah, I'm going to park this in the woods and expect not to get raped or robbed with a trailer that looks like this. Shut up. And that's what I mean about flossing and being all extra. Tone it down a bit, bitch. This isn't that freedom bus. They're going to burn us in the woods. Come out here fucking trying to ball on fucking, on breakfast and shit. Ball on the animals and shit. Come on. That's what I mean. In the essence, it's like, to give to me is to give to everything. And that's what it is. Like all things, money and wealth are made up of energy. You align with yourself with Archangel Sachiel's generous love when you understand that by holding a loving intention, whereby you recognize your true worth and value of the infinite bounty of your divinity. What does that mean? God loves me. He wants me to have good things. He's trying to bring good things into my life. I got to be open to receiving the good things. Sausage is always available if I'm willing to receive it. Morgan said it best. You can then begin to see the same worth reflected in others. Ensure that you are open to receive all that you desire and deserve. And instead, you're looking at people like, why do they get to have the good things of life? How come God is always blessing them? Why doesn't God bless me? Why do I have to, why doesn't it work out for me? Who are you talking to like that, bro? Take that to God and have that conversation. You don't want to talk to God about that? God, how come you're taking care of them and not me? Watch what he tells you. He's going to say, you're fucking ungrateful. Look at what I've done for you. And then when you get to that place of gratitude, you're like, you're right. I'm so sorry. You did all of this for me. I'm very undeserving. I didn't realize that. Right? And when you get to that place, it's like of gratefulness, like I am content, then that's where it pours in. It's like there. And that's how it is. My kids, dude, my son, Jesus Christ, he has not learned it. I'll tell him yes, but not right now. Just like you kids. You ask God and it's a yes, but not right now. The more he asks me, the more I push it back. No, you're not pushing me. I said I would do it. Not on your time, on my time. Are you serious? I'm so serious, dude. I was going to do it, and then he comes at me, and now I don't want to do it no more. You could call it the Lilith or whatever the fuck it is. But it is just like that. It's like, let me do this at my own pace. Don't push me. I said I would do it. I said I would do it. I said I would do it. He will, dude, if he asked me if I said I'd give him fucking $5 to do something, he wants it the fucking second he walks back in the room. Alright, I gotta put some money on the card. Which means he wants me to get the fuck up and go walk down the street and put some money on that card right fucking now. Alright, I'll do it in a couple minutes. And then I'll sit here, 10 minutes will go by. Are you going to the store? Nope. Then I'll go have a cigarette. Did you go to the store? Nope. I'm getting in the shower. After I get out of the shower, are you going to the store? Nope. 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 And then when he least expects it, I'm like, hey, the money's on there. Thanks, Mom. And that's where it really is. It's like, don't push me, bro. I said I'd do it. And that's God. He's going to do it. He's going to do it, bro. He's going to do it. Why would he say no to you? He loves you. Unless you're asking him for something stupid, and that's where you need to sit down with God and say, why ain't you giving me it? And have that little talky talk where he tells you no. No. It's a no. It's a no. It's rarely a no. Why is he doesn't really know. He doesn't care. When it's easy to share your abundant time, energy, resource, and wealth selfishly through open-hearted goodwill and in alignment with divine flow. Something? Is that it? Then it is easier. And that's it. You can ensure that you are open to receive all that you desire and you deserve. You want it now. It's my money and I want it now. I mean, really though? And when it's a no, it's a no. Anyway, so that's who you pray to if you need, that. Emotional expression. Let's keep moving on. I forgot what we were talking about. Michael, courage and protection. Right? All right, your third eye. Amethyst, ametrine, fluorite, purple jade, what is this? Sugilite, alexandrite. Essential oil for working with that is lavender. Do you see the lavender? Yep. That would be Raziel, who teaches you the Kabbalah and erotistic mysteries. Not Gabriel. It's Archangel Raziel. Again, he's the secrets of God. Like the Jewish high priest in his card, he is the angel of mysteries associated with ancient teachings like the Kabbalah. Mystical Raziel is associated with the gifts of clairvoyance, and he can help your spiritual sight to fully awaken. You're not going to get any gifts of the fucking spirit from the dark side. They're going to tell you to give into your flesh as they did. They lost their spiritual gifts by becoming flesh-like. Yes, down to the watchers. Ooh, I want to have sex. That looks good. Don't do that. Do not touch them. They're cursed. Don't touch them. Oh, now you're touched by them. Now you have them on you. Realistically, yes. So going back to fucking stupid ass over there, fucking Wolfman. I connected with Archangel Gabriel to learn the Kabbalah. That's not true. Douchebag. The violet ray. This would be amethyst, violet sapphire, tanzanite, kuzanite. Essential oil is violet. In my oils, I have the original oils. I'll get to those in just a minute. That would be Zadkiel, which is freedom and transmutation. He also teaches you all that crazy shit. The great alchemist's name is Grace of God. He helps release negativity and transmutes limiting beliefs. Similar to working with Gemariel, having mercy on our own shortcomings. That's what it is. You're never going to get all this in the dark, douchebag. Welcome to the light, dumbass. I was supposed to bring you to the light anyways. You're not trying to convince us that it's better in the dark, doofus. I spent eternity in there. I ruled the dark. Anyways, Zuriel, diplomacy. Gabriel, the casual chakra. Selenite, white howlite, candle quartz, pelenite, and calcite. I have a lot of different calcites. The oil is jasmine, right? He's the only one of the white light. Is he? No, Sethael, which is devotion, who is basically Buddha. Really? Yeah, the angel of contemplation, prayer of God, illustrated as a Tibetan monk. The archangel is the guardian of those who have been ordained or who are qualified as spiritual teachers. How is that coming through? I totally turned that off. That's what he's for. So that's becoming a Buddhist. Really? Yeah, and that's a different stage of guru and Buddhism. Now the next one is myself. I'm part of the silver ray, the soul star. Okay? Connected to the higher self, realization of divine purpose, transcending karma, accessing the Akashic records, manifestations, and awakening. For me, you keep silver, hermatite, galena, phenakite, magnetite, and meteorite. You would use star jasmine. What is it? The high priestess, mirable, right? There's only me. Life is a mirror. What your outer circumstance reflect back to you. What can you learn from these experiences? You can become an ambassador of Mirabelle's presence when you understand that all aspects of your outer life are a mirror of what's happening within. And that's where I show you the mirror and everything. It takes courage to look into your psyche, to be honest with yourself about any intentions, emotions, and behaviors you are presenting to the world and not in alignment with your deepest truth. Mirror work is challenging but powerful. When you choose to embody the light of Mirabelle, you become keenly aware of your own internal landscape, but you will know that you stand safe in the light of truth. Allow your mirror to become a magnifying glass, helping you to look inside without judgment. You will discover all the hidden parts of yourself, calling you to embrace, forgive, and integrate them back into wholeness. All right, let's talk about the golden ray, the golden girls, as I was making fun of last night. You would need gold techite, pyrite, citrine, and I always tell everyone to get what? A citrine. Healer's gold or topaz. The essential oil is frankincense. Okay, that's Metatron, which is ancient wisdom. He's up there at the top. And that's UDL, which is leadership and endeavor. Who's Ludiel? The laudation of God. He's linked with the Sacred Heart. He represents the Holy Trinity and our own Christ consciousness. Really? Then there's Curabel, which is the cherubims. Really? And Actriel, which is the glory of God. Then you get into the platinum ray, which is obviously platinum, stibnite, oncidium, mascasite, and tetrahedrite, and that's magnolia. And I don't have any fucking platinum, but that was the iron twins from yesterday. The rainbow ray, and that's Christ, that's up there. You would need a rainbow angel aura quartz, a rainbow moonstone, rainbow bismuth, peacock ori, unicorn quartz, cristobolite, opal, or opalite. What do I have? My sun. I was guided to get my sun one, and it's not a rainbow moonstone. Confirmation. Oh god, they're gonna start calling. Didn't I turn this off? Oh fuck, if I didn't turn this off, I did. How are they getting through? They're disturbing me on the do not disturb button. Oh god, they're gonna keep doing this. This is so obnoxious. I called both of them in. Hold on. You're not doing your job. Whoever's supposed to be answering the attendance phone line and marking them is not doing their job. I called. I did my job. Do your job. Can't stand this. They literally pay you hourly or salary to sit there and do this fucking job. I'll show up on a day like this. Like, you're not answering your phones, and yet they keep calling me. This is why I blocked the school, dude. Gosh, and then they want to act stupid when I told them I'm not unblocking the phone because of shit like this. I'm totally justified in my arguments. Anyways, my son has one of these rainbow something, and I'm thinking of the watermelon quartz, but he has one. It's under here. It's in my ritual bag. It's in the shape of an arrowhead. He had to wear it with him. Yeah. The rainbow ray. So that's Christ. That's peace. That's the rainbow child. The next one is the diamond ray. Diamond, herkimer diamond, Lemurian seed quartz, selenite, again, an aphrodite, a pearl. And that's for Sophia, which is unconditional love, right? And that's those right here. The Shekinah, which is the divine mother. And Melchizedek, which is the ascension. And that's that other card up there. right? So that's just those. Now, going over to this other card here, what else do I work with? Clear quartz. So I have from Metatron. I have a selenite from Melchizedek. I have lapis lazulis for Michael, carnelian for Angel Ida. I have turquoise for Archangel Gabriel. I have tiger eye for our Adnakel. I have malachite for Raphael. I have rose quartz for Bathiel. I have aquamarine for Bathkol. I have smoky quartz for Urziel. But they're not just for that. That's for Kali and for so many others. What else do you have? I have Rondo Crystite for Lady Nada, Ascending Master Lady Nada. I have Amasagate for Ascending Master Kuthimi. I have Amethyst for Ascending Master Saint Germain. I have Pearl for Kuan Yin, which is myself. I have Selenite, again, for Ascending Master Mother Mary. I have a Citrine for Ascending Master Helos. Moving down here, I have Mica for Goddess Hecate. Mica is dangerous, bro. That's underneath. That's crazy. I have Cat's Eyes for Goddess Basset. I have not the Ocean Jasper. Black Obsidian for the Goddess Kali. Amber for Goddess Freya. And a Lava Stone for the Goddess Pel. That's just in these books. Then we can go into other books and how I have other stones that represent other deities. And if I don't have the stone, then I have the herb. If I don't have the herb, then I have the oil. A priest prays to one god out of one book and doesn't do much. A priestess is all over the place, bro. In order to be a magician, you have to be able to work with exactly what I said, which were the elements, to invoke the deities. You don't even have the proper elements, let alone the mindset to access the light. You're not a light being. You're just praying to the light. And in essence, you're not a dark being, so you can't access the dark either. You're praying to Lucifer. You don't have a connection with him. I'm fucking bound to this guy since the beginning of time. We are made of the same shit. You get into a sour place in your life and you think you know a motherfucker. Going back to your share of going to the goddess Isis. You prayed to Isis, you prayed for it, and I'm here. That's what you don't get. You ask for this. Your higher self. You wanted to be a better person. You wanted to change your life. You wanted to make changes. Subconsciously, you've been wanting this for a long time. So it fucking manifested. And now you're called to make the changes that you always wanted. It doesn't just magically happen. You have to take steps against the mind to do what's right. Welcome to the awakening. Wake up, wake up. Today's the new moon. What does that mean? You have to plan out your new life. Don't visualize this life. You're not going to sit in this house anymore. Visualize something better than where you are today. Not you having more, you being more. Do you really want to be in the same place you are right now next year? Look at your fucking memories on Facebook and see where you've been this day, every year. Come on, don't be here next year. Do you want to be still slapping the fucking ear the same person with your eyes closed? Come on, that's not love. That's not love for yourself. That's not love for this person. That's not passion. And you don't want your children to grow up in a loveless home, bro. I stayed in domestic violence because of the belief that my children not to have, to separate the home. Why did I stay with him? Because I believed it was worse for the kids not to have a father figure than to have this whole homosexual. Come on. That's what this is all about. I gave you a lot, and I need to move on. I want to take a shower. I want to have a meal. I want to move on with something other than teaching you God's great wisdoms. So, yes. How does it start? You're guided to a stone store. There's something about it, the color, the feel, the texture. It just brings you. That's what happens to all of us. I knew nothing of the sorts. I learned later, just like her. I didn't know what she had in her pocket. But I have the wisdom to find out. I have the resources to tell you about the power that God, that your spirit, your higher self told you to hold on to. She's sitting there with a tiger's eye and a labradorite. She's literally, dude, these men, bro, all day, dude. She was already telling me about this dude. I can't believe it. It makes me laugh, but at the same time, it's so like, oh my God. She's like, why did he do that? What did she... Instead of just saying, I need to use the restroom, she's like, I don't know if it's his ethnicity or what. He gets up and they sit in a chair at a table. There's 3 of them, right? 3 blind mice, right? She sits there and he gets up with his crotch in her face and he points to his wiener and he says, I gotta go. Why are you doing this in my face? Why don't you just go to the bathroom? Why are you asking me? Where is that? I'm seeing it from, I think it was another Adam Sandler movie. Go to the bathroom. But she says it. And it's just annoying. Like, do you know what it means to be by a person? And that's what I was telling her. God, I need one of those in my life. Really? Why are you pointing at your wiener all day? They're not. She's got it physically happening. I have it energetically. They're like poking their dicks at me all day. Circle jerkers. That's why I call them that. Oh man, you guys. Realistically, yeah. That's what I'm here to do, is teach you all this shit. I'm so full of shit. It's cool, but I get tired of teaching. I really do. I fucking really do. I get tired of pouring it all out. And then as soon as I pour it all out, I'm like, yes, it's gone. I will take a fucking shower and he will fucking fill me up faster than that bathtub full of fucking cosmic shit that I gotta tell somebody about. Jesus Christ. Are you ready to receive is what I hate you, God. Give me a break. Not today. That's why my daughter's flown. My poor daughter is so sick. I feel so bad for her. My son, well, if he's not making noise and he's not asking me for money and he's not, moving through the room, then he's not feeling too good either. Really? He's not moving. They're laid out. I'm over here laughing, laying motherfuckers out. So yes, the first starts are using herbs and oils, and that's what happened. What happened when I started, I had a couple of card decks that were very integral. I had, my first one was this. We'll share that with you. Where's that damn book? This is a big book. I know it's blue. No, it's not. It's blue. When I went to Oklahoma, when I left my house, I didn't have much stuff. I had quite a few oils, a couple oils, 3 oils, chakra oils I used were the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and the solar plexus, right? So I could keep that energy. But I also had a couple of other oils. I had my Goddess Bless, right? And I remember smelling the cinnamon in that one. I had oils that I would anoint my third eye every morning. I had some incense sticks. Actually, I didn't. I got to Mr. Plum's and he had this huge pile of incense sticks that he'd been collecting over the years. And I started burning the shit out of all of them. A whole bunch of dragon's blood in the beginning. Really? I don't know what it is, but when I get to Mr. Plum's, we be burning the shit out of dragon's blood down there. For real? Yeah. And so I got down there, and I had these. Look at how thick this is. These are chapters about magic and healing. So I started with something like this. This was my first ascension. I had my first tarot that I pull out all the time, but I've shown you. It comes with a little bitty book. Little guidebook about healing. And that was these guys. Right? And that's it. I had just a couple decks. And I had this deck. These were my goddess oracles. And this card, ever since I pulled it out, it always stayed at my altar. I didn't know who she was, what she was. It was the first card I always had out there. Really? And I had a couple with stones. And little by little, more and more came. But, it took me a long time to get through these stages. I had my Dark Goddess book. I had little things that, what I mean? When I first started my journey, the Holy Spirit had me. I sold my car, a very nice car. My first car that I bought myself was my little Mazda. I sold it for $400. why did you do that? Because it was a woman who was starting her fucking music career, and she needed a car. She was doing, shows in Denver, and she lived way down in Walsenburg. And my car was a rider, bro. I could put $20 on that and get to fucking leave the state. That thing was amazing. It was a little fucking cool car. Anyways, I take that money, and they literally take me into Manitou, which is the home of Wicca, and I buy, a bunch of this stuff. That's where it all came from, most of it. The day that I left, that I got kicked out of my house, I was pulled down to the spiritual store. They called me directly, and it's like, Phoenix, I got something for you. And I get down there, and it's a black obsidian stone in the shape of a fucking black bird. I was on my way home, and then I was going to stop at the thrift store to get a journal to auto-write for Pac. He was giving me messages, and I was told that if I put the pen to the paper, he could put the messages on the paper, but I needed a specific paper. And I was there. As I was pulling into the parking lot of the thrift store, I got a call from the sheriffs, and they were closing down my house. And that's where it happened. And all I got there, I was like, all I need is that shit, bro. All I need is that shit, bro. All I need is that shit. God made me give up my whole life for that shit. And the guy tells me, the police officer, he's like, it's okay. I'm a pagan. I had no idea what that meant. I was crying at him. I had no idea I was a pagan at this point. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew this shit was important. Are you serious? I had no knowing, bro. The videos in the beginning are great. I was just like you. I had a voice inside of my heart, or inside of my chest, that was louder than my mind. And that was my higher self guiding me. And I kept following it until I became the higher self. And now I'm the voice inside guiding my mind. Really? And I teach you it. So yeah, it doesn't take much, but it does, that's how I got to this mastery level. As I go to new levels, I'm introduced with new techniques, new oils, new this and that, because I'm literally in a new place. When I got stuck in the realm of Metatron, I'm mentally in a place that I don't understand. And all I can see is this angel and the figures, the communications I'm having with this deity that I've never been with before. Krishna was hard. That was like year 2. It was so funny. I didn't have any understanding of Hindu teachings in this lifetime. I didn't know the visions that I was being seen. I'd never seen this before in this lifetime. They're trying to communicate to me through their language, which is Hindu, and I'm not awakening to it. I don't know what they're saying to me. And that's what happened with Metatron. I don't know this in this lifetime. So he gave me the tools, which was what? Sacred geometry. He gave me something familiar, the tarot, so I could understand what these planets and these stars and these figures and these numbers meant. And that's really what it is. They're trying to communicate, but I don't understand, so they find ways to communicate. And mostly music. It makes sense. When you put music on it, it can turn into an understanding. It puts it all together. Just like when you put on the tunes to clean your house. It all comes together. Music makes the people. So yeah, I didn't know nothing, bro. I didn't know nothing of what was happening to me, but I knew it was outside of Christianity. I was a devout Christian, and I knew I wasn't straying from Christ. I knew I was just taking on more spiritual. I was becoming spiritual, but I didn't know what this was. I'm serious. And that's why everybody looks at me. It's like, who taught you? I literally, myself, because I am the divine feminine. So people that learned what I learned, they learned, it's all about the studies of the divine feminine, right? Which is the emotions and the psyche. And so, you know what I mean? I was guided by myself, my own emotions and psyche. And that's why they always teach you is to be guided by your higher self. The wisdom of your higher self lives within you, and the whole universe does. And that's the heart. You got to go through the pains of the heart to get to the voice of the heart. What happens? Your heart just wakes up, bro. What happened to me? Bobby. I swear to God. He sent me a text message, and it woke up my heart. And it was never the same after that. Why? Because I had an emotion. I loved this man, and I completely forgot about this man. As soon as he came back into my life, my heart opened again. It could not. Not for this one. And that's what happened. And it started. And that's where the heart, the more I love, the more I open my heart, the higher in levels of consciousness or higher vibrations I get to. As you can see, I can easily sink back into a negative place because that's where I came from. And that's as we rise from the dark into the light. Darkness, I was born of the darkness. And that's where I keep my eyes on Christ. Oh, God. He was, these are the ascending masters. They mastered the light in a dark world. They didn't live in a light world. They brought light to the world. Pac didn't live in a light world, bro. Kobe didn't live in a light world. Michael Jackson didn't live in a light world. Martin Luther King didn't live in a light world. Fucking Abraham Lincoln didn't live in a light world. They brought light in a world full of darkness, guided by a higher source. And that's where it is. It's like if the world isn't going to get better, we get better. And we make the world better by just bettering ourselves. Way to go, Kobe. I'm surprised I hadn't seen you today. As the man stands there. There's the man. All that clapping, I never clapped like that in my life. That's Kobe. That's all you'll get out of him is a clap. So when he's clapping, that's him. I don't know why, if he wasn't a big laugher or something. Pac laughs. We fall to the ground laughing. God, for real? Yeah, but that clap, that's him all the time. If you hear me clapping, that's him. He's clapping at the show. For real? I never did that shit. It's a man thing. That's a man thing. Oh, that's not a woman thing. That's not what I do. That's not me. That's Kobe. Really? Yeah. It's an inherited trait from the mindset of the master there. That's what that is. I'm not going to go into this because I'm tired now. I'll leave this here and I'll teach you about this stone. Maybe you guys want to go get this stone. I'm telling you, I don't have this stone. So it's a new stone for even me. Would you like to be better than me and run to the store and grab it? Cool. Go get one. Get one for me too. In the essence, I already had one all day. I brought it up here. Took a picture, put it on. I felt the energy. I tapped in. Really? Yeah, and I'm cool with my individuality. That's what I am. I teach that on my own. I'm not the angel. I don't need that angel to teach me that. My higher self and God is always teaching me that. But that's what it is for some of you that are struggling to be yourself. You need this stone in your pocket. Conformist. That's what I heard. You know what's funny? What's a hard word to get out of people? Communism. That word is so loaded. If you ask somebody what that word means, you'll get so many answers. It's worse than a Google search. What does communism mean? They use that term a lot during a time when I wasn't here. Can somebody tell me what that word means? Oh God, don't ask that. There's some questions, dude. You're gonna get a million answers. It's like, well, what's the answer here? Where'd that come from? I don't know. Just telling you, don't ask. That's one of those questions I asked. Can somebody just tell me what communists are and communism was and why people feared it and why they were at war about it? The commoners and communists. I don't know. Class of people, I suppose. In the essence, you want to teach me something? You can break that down for me, real simplistically. Talk to me like I'm a small child. Like you were describing this to a small child. Yeah? Yeah. Moving on, I'm hungry and I need to take a freaking shower now. It's not like I didn't take a bath first thing. I take baths all through the fucking night and day. Night and day, day and night is what I heard. Hey, love you, laters. Bye.